Good day everyone, and especially to our instructor, Sir Leo Arcayos. I am Junelo Tot, and together with my groupmate, Miko Asinto, we are here to discuss our critical aspects of maritime safety, the effects of bilging and permeability on the stability of the ship. In the realm of naval architecture and marine operations, understanding how a vessel responds to damage is paramount. Bilging, which refers to the unintended ingress of water into a ship's compartment due to hull damage below the waterline, can significantly compromise a vessel's buoyancy and stability. When water enters a compartment, it reduces the ship's buoyant volume, leading to changes in draft, trim, and last. This can result in a loss of stability, making the vessels more susceptible to capsizing, especially in adverse conditions. Permeability, on the other hand, is a measure of how much water a compartment can hold relatively to its total volume. It varies depending on the contents of the space. Void spaces have high permeability, while machinery spaces and cargo holds have lower permeability due to the presence of equipment and cargo. So, what is bilging? So, bilging refers to the unintended ingress of seawater into ship's compartment due to hull damage below the waterline. This event, along with the concept permeability, significantly impacts a vessel's stability. So, the bilging occurs when seawater enters ship's compartment due to hull damage below the waterline, allowing water to flow freely in and out. This flooding reduces the vessel's buoyancy, causing it sink deeper in the water to compensate for the lost volume. The permeability of a compartment, the percentage of its space that can be occupied by water when bilged, affects the extent of buoyancy loss. For instance, cargo holds have a permeability of around 60%, meaning only 60% of compartments below can be flooded, preserving some buoyancy. So there are some effects of bilging on ship's stability. So the number one is loss of buoyancy. When a compartment is bilged, it fills with water, effectively reducing the ship's buoyant volume. To maintain equilibrium, the vessel sinks deeper into the water until the lost buoyancy is compensated by the submerged volume elsewhere. So, when a ship's compartment is bilged, meaning seawater enters due to hull damage below the waterline, the vessel experiences a loss of buoyancy. This occurs because the affected compartment, now open to the sea, can no longer contribute to the ship's buoyant force. To maintain equilibrium, the ship sinks deeper into the water until the lost buoyancy is compensated by the submerged volume elsewhere. This increase in draft can lead to a reduction in freeboard, making the vessels more susceptible to waves and water ingress. Additionally, the center of buoyancy shifts due to the altered underwater geometry, potentially causing changes in trim or longitudinal balance and less transverse balance. Depending on the location of the bilged compartment, the loss of buoyancy also affects the ship's stability parameters, such as metacentric height or GM, which may decrease, reducing the vessel's ability to right itself after hailing. Furthermore, if the bilged compartment reduces free surfaces, areas where water can move freely within the space, it can be exacerbate stability issues due to the free surface effects. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for assessing a vessel's survivability in damage scenarios. So number 2 is increased draft. The ship's draft increases as settles deeper into the water to offset the loss of buoyancy. This change can affect the vessel's performance and safety margins. So when a ship experiences bilging, where seawater enters the compartment due to hull damage below the waterline, the vessel's buoyancy decreases. To compensate for this loss and maintain equilibrium, the ship sinks deeper into the water, resulting in an increased draft. This deferred draft can significantly impact the vessel's performance and safety margins. An increased draft reduces the undercar clearance, heightening the risk of grounding, especially in shallow water or when navigating through channels with limited depth. It also affects the ship's maneuverability, making it less responsive to steering inputs and increasing the turning radius, which can be particularly problematic in confined or congested areas. Additionally, a deferred draft can lead to increased hydrodynamic resistance, causing the ship to consume more fuel to maintain a same speed, thereby reducing fuel efficiency. From stability perspective, while a deferred draft can lower the center of gravity and potentially enhance stability, the uneven flooding associated with bilging can cause asymmetrical weight distribution. This imbalance may lead to a less or trim, compromising the vessel's upright position and overall stability. Furthermore, the free surface effects from the water in bilgate compartments can exacerbate stability issues by allowing the water to shift as the ship moves further, destabilizing the vessel. So number 3 is Ship Center of Buoyancy or COB. The flooding alters the underwater geometry of the ship, causing the COB to shift. These shifts can lead to changes in trim or longitudinal balance, unless or the transverse balance, depending on the location of the bilgate compartment. So when a ship's compartment is bilgate, meaning seawater enters due to hull damage below the waterline, the vessel experiences a loss of buoyancy. This occurs because the affected compartment, now open to the sea, can no longer contribute to the ship's buoyant force. To maintain equilibrium, the ship sinks deeper into the water until lost buoyancy is compensated by the submerged volume elsewhere. This increase in draft can lead to reductions in freeboard, making the vessels more susceptible to waves and water's ingress. Additionally, the center of buoyancy shifts due to the altered underwater geometry, potentially causing changes in trim or longitudinal balance and less or transverse balance, depending on the location of the bilgate compartment. The loss of buoyancy also affects the ship's stability parameters such as metacentric height or GM, which may decrease, reducing the vessel's ability to right itself after heeling. Furthermore, if the bilgate compartment introduces free surfaces, areas where water can move freely within the space, it can exacerbate stability issues due to the free surface effects. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for assessing a vessel's survivability in damage scenarios. So number 4 is altered waterplane area. If the flooded compartment reaches the waterline, the affected waterplane areas reduces, impacting the vessel's stability characteristics. A smaller waterplane area can decrease the ship's ability to resist heeling moments. So when a ship's compartment floods and water reaches the waterline, the effective waterplane area, the horizontal cross-sectional area at the waterline decreases. This reduction diminishes the transverse moment of inertia of the waterplane, a key factor in determining the ship's initial stability. A smaller waterplane area leads to a lower metacentric height or GM, making the vessel more susceptible to heeling and reducing its ability to return to an upright position. After being tilted, Consequently, the ship becomes more vulnerable to capsizing, especially in rough seas or during sharp maneuvers. So understanding the implications of reduced waterplane areas is crucial for assessing vessel stability and ensuring maritime safety. So the number 5 is free surface effects or FCE. Flooded compartments introduce free surfaces where water can move freely within the space. This movement can shift the center of gravity and reduce the metacentric height or GM, diminishing the ship's initial stability. So the meaning of this, the free surface effects or FCE occurs when a ship's compartment is partially filled with liquid, allowing the liquid's surface to move freely as the vessel rolls or pitches. This movement causes the liquid to shift toward the lower side during a roll, effectively moving the ship's center of gravity in that direction. The shifts result in a vertical rise in the center of gravity, leading to a reduction in the metacentric height or GM, which is a key indicator of a ship's initial stability.
Good day, sir. I am Midshipman Jacinto from G2C. So I am here to continue the discussion about the role of permeability. So definition: permeability is defined as the ratio of the volume within a compartment that can be occupied by water to the total volume of that compartment. So it tells us how much water a space can hold if it gets flooded. So the permeability of a compartment varies depending on what is inside. So example, equipment, cargo, or if it's empty. So next, examples of permeability in different spaces. So void spaces. So these are mostly empty, hence they have rather high permeability, around 95%, meaning 95% of their volume can be filled with water. So next, machinery space. Contain machinery and equipment. These items take up space, so permeability is lower, around 85%. So next, cargo holds rather. The permeability depends on the type of cargo. So grain cargo has medium permeability, about 60 to 65%, due to some space between grains. And next cargo is cargo oil. Cargo oil has very low permeability, around 5%, since the space is already filled with liquid or oil, so there's little room for water. So in ship design and safety, knowing the permeability helps calculate how much water can enter during flooding, the impact on stability and buoyancy, and planning for damage control and survivability. The summary: building compromises a ship's stability by reducing buoyancy, altering the center of buoyancy, and introducing free surface effects. Permeability determines the extent of these effects by indicating how much water a compartment can take in. So accurate knowledge of both factors is essential for assessing a vessel's survivability in damage scenarios. Thank you.